So that search history definitely gave us a glimpse of the mind of Nikolas Cruz. And with that, let's bring in our panel for this hour to break this all down. Still with us is forensic death investigator Joseph Scott Morgan. And joining us also is crime analyst and former SWAT team member Lisa Lockwood. Lisa, always great to see you. Lisa, what do you make of all this when you hear about this Google search history so close to the day of the shooting?
So much premeditation was involved. This is what the forensic analysis has shown us. The searches, who his heroes were, what happened, what was the after effect of it, and probably how to do it, even down to a guitar case to potentially conceal his AR-15. So yes, this is premeditated, no doubt about it. I think it's important that the jury hears this, sees this, and understands what his mindset was just leading up to this. This is late January into early February, and we know the massacre happened on February 14th. So if anything, it's going to sway the jury in a direction that I think will be closer to allowing them to make a decision about death penalty versus life.
Now, keep in mind, we haven't heard much from the defense, but when we do, it's always interesting to see what they're trying to get at. So the defense can argue that a Google moderator should have gotten on top of this activity, but with so many people using the internet on a daily basis, is it even possible to flag some of this stuff down, Lisa?
Well, listen, I just got flagged on LinkedIn for posting a true story about a self-defense issue. I was flagged and I was put in LinkedIn jail. So yes, there are moderators who do this, and especially when people report it. So you have YouTube settings that are set up where somebody can see it, or there's a lot of people following it, or there's more commentary, that sort of thing. And I can't imagine that this wasn't flagged somehow. And this goes all the way back 7 months before the mass murder. So how is it that this forensic data analysis was able to find it? It's been sitting there for 7 months, free information, public domain, and it was not flagged. And this is a problem that I have as far as all of our social media settings, how it's set up and how these dangers are able to permeate through and not have any check and balance.
Now, this is just a portion of the internet activity that has been discussed in relation to this case. During pretrial motions, the prosecution argued about introducing evidence of anti-Semitic and racist search history at the hands of the shooter. While this would be on the state's rebuttal case, do you think that would be just as relevant as search history on school shootings, Lisa?
I do. I think it's all of this is relevant. It's all data analysis, forensic analysis to show the mindset of where he was and what he was doing and what his intentions were. And we're seeing that, like I said, leading up at least 7 months prior to that this was a planning episode. The only thing that threw me for a loop is the two assertions that it was going to happen in 2020 and it happened in 2018. If indeed he meant 2020 or he was going to kill 2020 people, I don't know. But the fact is he was ramping himself up, getting ready, doing his homework, finding out who his heroes were online, who committed mass murders. And turns out that one of the Columbine shooters was the guy that he looked up to, and he wanted to do it better. He wanted to kill more people.
Well, clearly, Nikolas Cruz lied about what he was going to use the gun for. But Lisa, do you think these background checks need to be more intricate? And how does this point apply to aggravating factors here?
It's so tough. I mean, we're talking about red flag laws and trying to get weapons from people. We have cases right now where we're trying to convict parents who were part and parcel because they know they had children who had mental disorders and supplied weapons. And now we have the case of the gun dealer. You know, what kind of onus will fall on them for issuing this? Everybody can lie on these applications. It's simple to say, no, of course not. No, of course not. And the list goes on. I don't know if he had any mental health treatment prior to that. So how far can they actually check? They're permitted to do a criminal background check to find out if the person was a felon. You check the box and you do that. But we have cool-off periods, 24-hour periods, and I don't know how quickly this happened with him and what came back. Even if he didn't have a background where he was convicted for a felony, how can you actually check to find out if somebody was being treated for a mental disorder? You can't. It's private information.
Well, this is an interesting topic because despite the shooter's mother calling the police on him several times for violent behavior and severe mental illness, he was never admitted to a mental institution. Lisa, is it possible to prevent these types of people from purchasing a gun if they check off all the green flags on paper?
Well, that's what red flag law is supposed to do, to give the police officers, law enforcement, an opportunity to take all the weapons out of the house and to make sure that this person can't go out and hurt others and hurt their family and or hurt themselves because of a mental disorder. There's been a lot of slack across the nation regarding that, taking away somebody's rights without due process. They didn't do anything just because they have a propensity to do it. You're taking away their Second Amendment rights to own weapons without a conviction for any type of a crime. It's the presumption that somebody might do this. So it's already been passed in many states. So, I would have to say that, a lot of times parents are aware. They have their own personal vision into somebody being dangerous, and either they turn a blind eye, they don't care, they have their own issues that they're working on themselves, and the children are just off to do what they want to do. And a lot of parents will turn the other way or overindulge them in some of the cases that we have with other mass shootings that have happened this year.
All right, we're going to have to take a quick break. We'll be right back.